good practice today in the indoor. Today we tried to keep it like a normal work week schedule, similar to next week, just so there's no surprises. So today was more of a walkthrough type practice, really put the strain on them mentally, making sure that they feel comfortable with our playbook and, with everything, the installations moving forward. I think starting tomorrow, we'll start to focus more on Arkansas State. But, again, like I said yesterday, it's more about ourselves. But the guys have the right mindset. We continue to have open dialogue about everything that's going on in the country. And I think that's important. We see it throughout. And I think I implored our staff, this morning before we even met with the players is, hey, let's take time away from our meetings and let's talk. And we certainly don't have all the answers, but I think it's important to let these 18 to 22-year-olds share what's on their mind and discuss and see what we can do to just share the dialogue and also be there for them.
Okay, Stephen Johnson.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Good, Stephen. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay. Just talking to your players, what would you say the mental state is for the guys in terms of off the field, everything going on? And was there any discussions about maybe postponing practice or anything today?
There was, I met with our leadership committee this morning, actually pre-practice. And, with everything being said, I told them, I said, let's have some open dialogue. And like I said, I actually made it mandatory for our coaches to talk to these guys in the next couple of meetings, because it's one of those things, like I mentioned yesterday, the dialogue can't go away. The communication can't go away. It needs to be one of those things that constantly occurs. And it's on me to make sure that stays part of our program, and it's important. And we do things a certain way because of that. But there was no talk of, canceling or postponing practice. I think just being around each other, we were able to have that communication, like I said, pre-practice with the leadership committee, and then in the position meetings. And then, even just a few short minutes ago, I talked to the team about, hey, look, this is a screwed up world, a lot of bad things. And, we are a family, and change can't happen overnight, but we've got to do everything we can to try to make it change day in, day out. And they're obviously the voices of the future. So I'm proud of them, but I also want to be there for them. We all need to be there for them because they are still young, growing men. But I like the fact that they're able to speak their mind, and us as a staff can be there for them.
Terry Davis.
Hey, Coach, because of all the things that you've done, not only with your words, but with your action, with the BML Life sticker on there, in the way you've treated your guys from day one, has it been an easy transition, the talking back and forth with no tension going on? Has that helped a lot?
Yeah, but clean the table off, and I'll get you lunch in just a second, okay?
All right, Brad, we got you. All right, so good question, Terry. I do think that open dialogue is very important. And you guys know I've been very transparent with our guys, now going on 5 years. And I think that helps with relationships. So our guys know that. I think there's a mutual respect. Like I've told them, I don't need them to like me. I don't need them to love me, but I need them to respect me. And the feeling needs to be mutual. So I think with them knowing that it's not just all talk, that we're going to back it up with our actions, I think they believe it, right? These young men need to see it to believe it, right? We can talk the talk, and there's a lot of people out there in our country that do, but they don't ever back it up. They don't walk the walk. And our guys know that I stand with them. I support them. I love them. And I care for them. And I think they know that, and the rest of our staff feels the same towards them. I think that goes a long way. I think the locker room, is it perfect? No, but I think we're unified. They at least know that feeling that, hey, this coaching staff, they support us. They love us. They care for us. They got our back. And I think that makes it easier to allow those things to be able to come out and have a practice, and knowing that, these coaches just don't care. All they care about is, football in between the white lines. They know it's so much more important than football. And I think that's part of it. But, Terry, I think the relationships, when it's all said and done, is what most important, what matters.
Evan Barnes.
So Ryan, we after talking to TJ, he kind of mentioned just, his experiences. He understands that as a young black man, if he gets pulled over and he's wearing a Memphis, they get a break than somebody else, because if the officers are fans, they may let him off with the hook, but others may not be so fortunate. So I'm curious, what have you heard from some of your players that's just kind of been maybe not so either illuminating for you as coaches, or just kind of like hearing just either the frustration or just sharing their stories about what it is like kind of being these, young black men trying to understand and make sense of this world right now?
It's been very eye-opening, right? And, I've learned things not only from our players, but also from our staff. For me, every day is an educational day. Well, like I said, I need to continue to do a better job of listening. And it's been remarkable for me and my growth as a human. And I've heard stories, and I'm not going to get into individual stories because those are private matters, but there have been a lot of heartwarming things. And to say that I haven't grown from this, I have. And like I said, I have the platform. We have the ability to make the change here at the University of Memphis. And that's why we talk about with Terry that our actions are speaking up, right? And we got to continue to do it. And it can't just be a one-time deal. It can't just be me, hey, let's talk about one time, but what can we really do? And I think that's important that it lasts a lifetime, right? The impact we're making on our guys right now is not just a today thing, it's a tomorrow thing. And hopefully 20 years from now, they'll remember and that our world will change for the better. But yeah, Evan, I certainly have heard a lot of eye-opening stories and things that touch my heart, and it's allowed me to continue to try to develop as a man myself and see what I can do to be there for them and just learn and listen.
Okay, Brian Moss.
Hey, Coach, at Arkansas State in a little over a week, what would you like to improve on before that first game?
Brian, we talked about yesterday, situational football is one of those things with being limited with training camp is one of those things that we're still have concerns about making sure that we're detailed on that, cleaning up things. Obviously, as we try to solidify the depth chart and making sure that as we start to implement a game plan, that we're sound on that. But I told our guys now it's the details, especially when we have a mental day like today. It's not necessarily about going out and smashing pads and doing those things. It's more about making sure we're locked into the details of our game, right? The depths of our routes, understanding what the blocking scheme may be, right? The blitz is where we're hitting our gaps. And so I think as we're moving forward, I think that needs to continue to be the devil in the details. And I'm going to keep pushing that and telling our guys, hey, this is our greatest point there.